Max Verstappen biting back at Lewis Hamilton after the Silverstone Grand Prix. So basically, Max Verstappen saying at some point, a 37-year-old should know how to hit an apex of the corner. And Max is only saying this after Lewis and Charles Leclerc went around Cobb's corner and there was no incidents whatsoever. But last year, Christian Horner was the one lashing out at us, or not us, but basically at Lewis Hamilton and the Mercedes crew saying two cars can't go around Cobbs. Lewis Hamilton should have not stuck his right foot in there and all that kind of stuff. But Lewis has showed us that it is possible. You can overtake around Cobb's corner. And before Lewis, I think it was Kimi Raikkonen. He was in a McLaren. I think it was 2003 or 4. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure which season it was. Or maybe 2002. I'm not too sure which season it was. But he was driving arguably sort of a mid-class kind of car, because the top cars there were the Ferrari and the what do you call this, Fernando Alonso's car, not Alpine. Oh no, I forgot, the Renault. Those are the top cars, and the McLaren would perform well if it felt like performing well. We all knew that car had so many reliability issues and all that kind of stuff. But then Kimi Raikkonen was able to do it. Lewis Hamilton was able to do it. Last year he did do it last year, and he did it again this year with Charles Leclerc around Cobb's corner. So basically, Lewis Hamilton spoke on an interview before Max's interview saying Charles Leclerc is a much more sensible driver and two cars can go around Cobb's corner, which kind of pissed Max off, and I think basically ripped off that bandage that Max was riding on, because he was riding on that thing of saying he's the victim, Lewis shouldn't have taken that corner, all that kind of stuff. But then Lewis showed us it is possible to take that corner with two cars and have no issues whatsoever. But to give Max credit, if you remember Imola 2021, Max definitely hit the apex in that corner, because when Lewis and Max were coming to the corner, they were both wheel to wheel, and at the corner, Max was absolutely on the apex of the corner while Lewis Hamilton was jumping over sausage curbs. Uh, I would say that's a bit of aggressive defending, as Fernando Alonso always says, you must always leave the space. I did an awful impression on him, but then yeah, something like that. He always says, leave the space. You must always leave the space. Verstappen didn't leave any space whatsoever for Lewis Hamilton on the outside. He did not hit the apex. Okay, he did hit the apex of the corner at the end of the corner, but then I think that was a bit too aggressive on Max's side. When you go to Sao Paulo, he was nowhere near the apex of the corner. He left a cow width of space from the apex of that corner to try and defend against Lewis Hamilton. So I think I don't know, I don't understand Max really. I really don't understand. He's basically trying to play the Amber Heard kind of victim scenario, because he acts like he's the one who was victimized. He was the one who was violated. But then when you're going around a corner with a racing driver, you need to do your best to avoid contact with that racing driver. Give that driver enough space around that corner, and the other driver should do obviously the same thing. That's why at Sao Paulo, Lewis Hamilton had to go extra wide not to crash into Max, because Max tried to block Lewis Hamilton by running himself wide. When he ran himself wide, he actually went off track, and Lewis had to go off track because Max was there, obviously. But now, if Lewis was like, "No, I'm gonna be hot-headed. Here's my racing line. I'm entitled to this line," they would have crashed. So I really don't understand why Max is busy throwing. Okay, and actually, I do understand why he's throwing shots at Lewis Hamilton, saying he knows how finally after 37 years he understands or knows how to hit an apex of a corner. But this little victim game that he's trying to play, it's not working anymore. And at first, yes, I understand we were all scared of his life. Like if you seen the car, how it looked like, how the tire came off before he even crashed to those tire barriers, it was seriously scary. 53G, it was seriously scary. But then listen, man, if you're gonna be throwing shot at someone saying they find understand how to hit the apex of a corner, how come later in that very same year you're running that person wide? How come on that same year Monza you're throwing your tire on someone's head? I mean, dude, it makes no sense. Anyways, let me know what you think and play nice in the comments. Take care.